Hello, welcome to episode 7 of 8 of our trial period of Why Are You Like This podcast with Shadowbell Bextra and Internet, Candace, and
Yeah.
we got 2 episodes left, including this one.
Yep.
I think we're gonna keep doing this.
I think we are. I think we will. I think it'll be a little bit less frequent, but I think we're keeping it going. We're
50% less frequent.
Yeah, just because we need time to plan what we want to say to you guys every week. Because when brain is soup, you gotta fish through to find the interesting content. You know what I mean?
I don't know what you're talking about. No,
definitely not. Definitely not. So yeah, it's episode 7. It's we're more than halfway through Pride Month. We will cease to exist again at the start of July. So
fall back in my cave.
Yeah, everybody, give the gays you know a hug now, because you won't be seeing them after that, because we have to go and repent.
$5 bill. Yeah.
So yeah, we're just it's just a regular Thursday. We record on Thursdays if you didn't know, and we're just hanging out, unless things happen and then we end up
Friday or Saturday
recording
on
Friday and getting it edited on Sunday. And hey, I have to say, I did put in the thing. I wasn't editing when the podcast came out. I actually got it done Sunday night.
We have not been late. Every episode has premiered at 12 p.m. PST, 8 p.m.
Apart from the time that you put in the wrong time to start.
We don't speak about that.
No.
And it was only like 15 minutes late. I put it for 12 a.m. Okay, all right.
Like, why does this say it's premiering in 12 hours?
I was like, oh, be back. Oh, that was me.
I just wanted to know if you wanted to let the podcast know how you feel about Hank Green.
No, I don't want to. Okay, so should I tell them what I do each week?
Not Hank Green, John Green. We love Hank Green. No, we love them both.
Hank, I love Hank. I do.
We were discussing the Vlogbrothers shortly before we started, and how amazing Hank is, and how he's pissing out the cancer at the moment. If you don't know, go check up on all of Hank's tweets and TikToks and stuff like that. He's the most fucking kick-ass guy, and he's beating the shit out of cancer at the moment.
And he's teaching everybody about it in the process too. It's really cool.
He's giving us a crash course on like what cancer is and how chemo works and what it does and why people lose their hair. And it's the most fucking interesting documentation of and I've known many people in my family, in my life, who have had cancer, and I've never learned so much about it in such a non-fear-mongering way.
He won't allow fear-mongering. He doesn't like titles for articles that are saying like, oh, yeah. He also, we've fantastic. Unlocked Mohawk Hank Green as well.
I'm loving it.
Me too. So what Bex is getting at is that, each week I write some notes for things that we can talk about. Sometimes we stray from those notes and we don't even talk about them. Other times we reference them if we need something. This week I just wrote Hank and John Green, and she was like, hey, bestie, just wondering what you mean by Hank and John Green. And I said, well, they're really different, and there's lots we could talk about. Hank's going through cancer treatment. John is like, what did I say? I don't remember what I said to you. I'm embarrassed.
You started saying, John is just, I find John very attractive. And then we just went down. Like, you didn't actually say what John was other than just pretty.
I thought you were going to agree with me. All right. We bonded over Sebastian the first time we met in Stardew Valley. We did. And I feel like he's Sebastian. And you said, no, Sebastian's like the Twinkie gamer boy.
Yes. Tell me I'm wrong, people. Please.
And then I started explaining why I thought that John Green was attractive. And then it wasn't good reason. He's very pensive and existential, and like he gets it, like he's poetic.
His books are very depressing, and I love that.
It's relatable. He's down to earth. And
I was a huge John Green books fan. Like, I was like peak of. I went to see the Fault in Our Stars movie the week it came out. Fuck Ansel Elgort, just putting that out there. But yeah, I went to see it the week it came out. I sobbed. I'd read the book. I knew what was going to happen. Sobbed my eyes out in the middle of the movie theater. I've read all of his books. I was obsessed with Looking for Alaska and the rest of them. Although, if you're watching this, John Green, what the fuck was up with An Abundance of Catherines? That book was shit. I love you, dude, but that book was fucking awful.
Speaking of YouTubers,
Mm,
because I have not. Have you been keeping up on this Colleen Ballinger stuff?
yes. Yes, I have.
I know about the underwear. That's kind of like
What
it.
the fuck? Oh,
In the
it
group
gets
chat.
so much. It
Is
gets
it
so much worse.
worse?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I stopped watching Colleen when the first shit came out.
I couldn't handle her from the
The
start, not gonna lie.
I never watched any Miranda stuff.
Oh,
I
okay.
was
That's how I knew her.
when I like mind numbing content.
Hmm.
No offense, YouTubers. I like family vlogs or like daily vloggers and stuff like that. If I want mind numbing, just like I'm doing something else, I want someone to just like talk about their day while I'm
Right.
sitting there, kind of content. And she started doing that. Like
Hmm.
aside from the Miranda Sings channel, she had a separate Colleen
Shankly.
Ballinger account. Yeah,
Yep.
when she started having like when she got pregnant and she was vlogging that journey and stuff like that. So I watched that. And then it came out that she'd like sent underwear to this fan Adam,
Can't.
and then it just like I stopped watching it from that point. I was like, that's fucking weird, dude. Like,
I
no.
heard she had
And
a group chat with a
so
bunch of
much.
kids.
Yep. In which she
And
talk about buying sex toys
what?
and like sex with her husband and like rant to them about her ex-husband and be like, he left me and he's a cheater and blah blah to these like
That is
children.
grooming. Like I've heard that there are allegations of grooming. Like you don't do that in a group chat with kids. Like what
She
is wrong with her?
she sent them a video of her removing a tampon from an applicator with her mouth and then told them all to send videos back of them doing the same.
Okay. Okay.
And then when they had meet and greet, it became like an
Is she gonna
inside joke with the tampons, and
is she
like
gonna
she'd
get
made a
arrested?
joke. I know that Adam has made a formal police statement.
I'm glad you know more than I do because I haven't I don't know what's real and what's not. I haven't really read up on it. I've just kind of heard little bits and pieces, but it sounds like the bits and
Yeah,
pieces I've heard are correct. So, yikes.
she would rip people to shit, like her fans to other fans in like separate little group chats, and she's like talking
Wow.
to children, like literal like 15-year-olds.
That's pretty pathetic, honestly.
It's if it's nothing else, if it's not even if we're not going to consider it predatory, which it is,
Mm-hmm.
it's just pathetic. You're an
Yeah.
adult and your only friends were a group of teenagers that you had a parasocial relationship with because you were a YouTuber, and they weren't even like close in age. It's not like one was a YouTuber who was like 20 and then they had some like 18-year-old fans who became friends. That's fine. Being an actual adult chatting to children,
Mm-hmm.
get a
I
grip.
I saw my friend Rune last night. Like I canceled stream last night and Rune was like, "Are you free? I want to see you. I miss you." And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. Let's go." We went to the beach. It was a great time. And I brought up Colleen. Well, they actually brought it up. They're like, "Who is that one YouTuber who like had the messy makeup?" And I couldn't remember her name at the time. And I was like, and then I was like, apparently there's like allegations and they stopped me right there and they're like, "I don't want to know. I don't care. I don't." They're very offline. Like they're not a very online person. So I was like, "Okay, don't worry about it." Like
Don't
valid.
worry about it.
Yep.
It it's it's sad. Like I spoke to someone recently who was like, oh, like what's happened to people? Like all of a sudden, like celebrities and YouTubers and stuff like that are all getting called out for like this like horrible behavior and like what's happened to people? Why have people started doing this? I'm like, no, people are just getting called out
We're holding
now.
them accountable now.
We're
Yeah.
not like leaving it like all the radio DJs of the 70s, like
Hmm.
fucking 30 years later, it all comes out what they did. It's just, it's happening and we're stopping it.
Speaking of, this podcast will be on a different channel after next week's episode. So you have this episode
Yarp.
and next week, and it will have its own. We're gonna take a little bit of time to do a few things, get a few things ready for, because not that we weren't taking this seriously for this 2-month trial period, but there's some things we didn't want to invest in and go right like both feet in without knowing if this would be something people would want to hear from us and if we could like maintain it, right? So gotta get some stuff sorted.
Yeah.
But we're planning on
We,
being back August, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you won't see us for July,
Hmm.
because we're going to be working behind the scenes to get everything set up. We would like to hear from you on which, which shortening of Why You Like This do you prefer? Because we're caught between two. And
Yep.
we gotta pick one
Uh-huh.
to put it on all the socials and all the branding and stuff like that.
Should you put it
So
on like the overlay? Like, why are
yeah,
you like?
I'll
Oh, okay.
I'll put them here. One will be under Candace, one will be under me. Which
Vote
do you
now.
prefer? Vote now
Text
in the comments.
3355-491.
You could win nothing.
Nothing at all. Bragging rights.
Mhm. But yeah, please help us because we are indecisive gays and we can't choose one.
Can't.
And yeah, we have two options, and I think they're both great, but we're just struggling a little bit, just a little bit.
Literally cannot go on TikTok without every single TikTok being about the submersible with the billionaires. And we talked about this before we started recording, but like,
Hi, welcome to episode 7. We got existential this week and talked about death.
can I just say that, Bex, do you want to talk about beans?
I'd love to talk about beans,
Okay.
and not the way that you would like to die.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a week for me. Okay, it's just beans.
It's something about you talking about that. Sorry, before we go up with the Garfield in the background, it's just sending me.
Garfield in the background. What's wrong with him?
Oh, that's horrifying.
I think he's nice.
No, it was the way the light was hitting him. He looked not okay. Anyway,
Beans.
Wah, beans.
You never had maple beans?
No, I never had maple
they're
beans. What's up with the beans in Canada? Why do you guys have so many beans?
Well, we have I actually don't have an answer. I feel like we're like fake British here sometimes.
Yeah, I get
I mean?
that.
Yeah. Except we don't know how to do fries right. We need chip shops. We need actual there's nothing I want more than like steak fries the way that I see them in the UK. We don't have those.
When you messaged me and you were like, "What is this?" and it was like a fish and chip shop and it was a bad sausage. And I explained to you, I was like,
yeah.
it's just a sausage that they dip in like fish frying batter and then they fry it. And you were like, "We don't have that," and I want one so bad. I was like, yeah, I get that.
And a
They're
saveloy.
fucking delicious. Yeah, saveloy.
I've learned so much about the UK over the past couple of months.
We're sorry if this episode has a lot of jump cuts. Our brains were soup, and we got hyperfixated on a topic that's not suitable for YouTube under its terms of service. Please continue.
So I've been my neurodivergent brain noodles just are so focused on it. I don't know what it is. They're just
noodles.
You know, the snakes, the gremlin-y snakes.
You know, the snakes. This has, the Frodo.
The Frodo.
You got snakes in your brain?
I got snakes in my brain. They control half of what I do.
So when we talk about beans?
Beans. In the UK, how many types of beans do you have? Like Heinz beans? Just one type of beans?
Beans.
Really? Tomato-based beans?
Beans.
Okay.
Like if we're talking like the Heinz baked beans. I mean, we have things that aren't beans that taste like beans.
What's that?
Okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
We have Heinz baked beans, which are the English style that you have.
Not a big fan of that, but yes.
Then we have like little spaghetti hoops. You heard of spaghetti hoops?
Yes. SpaghettiOs?
Yeah, the SpaghettiOs, but we call them spaghetti hoops.
Okay.
And they taste exactly like beans, except it's spaghetti, not beans.
Okay.
Yeah. So then we have the spaghetti hoops, and then there's
supposed
beans.
To say beans?
Well, like the tomato sauce, they just because it's just like a tomato sauce.
I don't like that.
So then they just put little spaghetti pasta, and then there's like different shapes, like kind of like the alpha spaghetti shit that you guys have.
Alphagetti. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just call it. I think it's literally called like fucking like spaghetti letters or something, like something very unimaginative. And then we have little tiny hot dogs and beans in bean juice.
Okay.
In a can. And
a lot of beans.
I think they do tiny little meatballs
and beans
and spaghetti in the bean juice can.
Okay, so lots of bean flavored things.
Well, the bean juice is literally just like a watered down tomato pasta sauce. That's all it is.
That's why I don't like it. I'm not a big tomato pasta person. I do like the maple beans. Delicious. they taste different. They're in like a darker sauce, not tomatoey. I think there is like tomato in it.
Is it kind
There's
of like a
also,
barbecue sauce?
yeah, honestly,
Because I put
sweet.
barbecue sauce in my baked beans, and it's fucking delicious.
It's like if you added like brown sugar and maple wheat, and I like to add a bunch of mustard on it, like yellow mustard, delicious. You don't have mustard on your
That's
beans?
no, but we have
Oh,
English mustard though. That's the thing. English mustard is very different to
it's
like
not yellow
American
mustard.
mustard. It's not squeezy yellow mustard like the mild stuff. We have like
Oh, like
Coleman's like
Dijon.
yeah, you can buy Dijon, but like English mustard is fiery. It's like
Oh,
strong and hot mustard.
oh. Well, yeah. No, we have like our.
We can buy the American one, but it's literally called like Frank's, like American squeezy yellow
I like it
mustard.
because it's vinegary and kind of sweet. And my nan actually had beans with mustard on them. Like she'd eat them cold out of the can. I couldn't do that. That's
My
nasty.
mum can eat Heinz baked beans cold out of the can.
No, thank you.
No, thank
No,
you. No, I didn't eat
big
beans for
pass.
years. I
Have
had
you?
like a thing with it,
You just don't like
but
beans.
I didn't. I do now. I had a whole. When I was a kid, I refused to eat beans. I thought beans were the devil. I refused, but
Beans
I
on
also
toast looks
refused.
gross to me. Not gonna
It's
lie.
fucking delicious. It's so
It's
good.
soggy though.
No, but it's not. Not if you actually toast the bread.
Mm,
This is the thing. When people do the memes of like beans on toast, they get like a picture of this like flaccid ass piece of
yeah.
untoasted like
Right.
no toasted bread, like crispy crunchy toasted bread,
Okay.
butter, beans, salt, cracked black pepper, cheese.
Okay. Cheese is
Like an
important.
like an English mature cheddar, like it's got some bite to it kind of cheese.
I didn't know that cheese was a factor in this
Oh,
beans
cheese is
on
a huge
toast.
factor in beans on toast. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
listen up, viewers, listeners, because this is news to me. The cheese part's
Toast your
important.
fucking bread as well,
Toast
because
gotta be crispy, crunchy.
it's got to be toast. It's why it's beans on toast, not beans on bread.
Hmm.
Like Dan was taking the piss out of me once and was like, "Yeah, well, if you don't know, my partner's American." I was like, "Yeah, you guys eat beans on toast." I was like, I was like, "Show me what you think it is," and he sent me a picture of this like piece of like white
Yeah,
bread,
that's what I think
and
of.
also American bread has sugar in it for a start, so of course it's
Mm-hmm.
fucking disgusting because you guys put sugar in your bread, so of course it's gonna be sweet and then it'll be gross. Just like toasted, crispy bread, beans, cheese, salt, cracked black pepper. And you can add some Tabasco if you like. My dad
I
does
love
that.
Tabasco.
Mm.
There's a trend on TikTok right now where people are trying hearts of palm. Have you ever had hearts of palm?
No.
They come in a can. They're kind of like artichoke hearts, apparently, similar
Oh,
to that.
okay.
But so this one is this kid who really loves cheese. Like all the kid likes to eat is cheese. They have sensory issues, and their mom was like, "Everybody's telling me to try hearts of palm." She took one out of the can, gave it to the kid. The kid took a bite out of it and loved it. And now I want to try one. I want to eat a hearts of palm. Maybe next week I'll get some for podcast recording.
You want to know if it tastes like cheese?
She said that she breaded it and fried it up and gave it to him, and he basically said it was cheese. I don't know.
Interesting.
I know, and everybody who's I've seen tried it said that it was delicious. Did you know that last night? This is kind of related, but not really. We went to the store, to like the grocery store, and I was like, I'd like to get a drink or something. So I grabbed myself a coconut water. But then I saw a sign that was like rainbowy and it had like question marks all over it. And I was like, what's that? And it said, guess the flavor, mystery flavor. And it was like milk to go bottles, like this little like kid lunch milk bottle. I don't even drink milk. Like I really don't. But I went, marketing is working for me. It's like
I have to
rainbow.
know.
Yeah. I was like, I got to. So I bought one and I tried it and I couldn't figure it out. My guess would be like maybe Fruit Loops cereal milk. Like they might do something like that.
Oh yeah,
I,
yeah.
I got Rune to try it and they had no idea. But maybe cereal milk. Anyway, I thought it was interesting.
Mystery milk seems like a bad idea.
I don't know why I spent $2 on it, but I did.
I spent $2 on a mystery Fanta, and it was disgusting. To be fair,
Well,
it was a guess the flavor. It was bright purple. I'm gonna guess it was grape, but like American grape. It's one flavor I can't stand.
There's a
like I like grapes. American grape, wrong.
I don't like grape. Artificial.
It's never seen a fucking grape in its life.
No. We don't have blackcurrant flavor over here. There's like some history behind it. I forget what the history is. It's something to do with it being invasive or.
Yeah, it's quite invasive. I've spoken to Americans and stuff like that about it before, and then I've been like, oh yeah, blackcurrants, and they're like, what's a blackcurrant? I'm like,
We don't have it.
It's a currant. It's a berry. What do you mean? Even though we don't have.
No, my dad would bring like
they're
treats
like
over.
brambles.
Yeah, and it would have like, here's the cherry and here's the strawberry and here's the black currant. I'm like, excuse me, like here's the what? But it was delicious. So
Wait,
we always end up talking about food.
it's strange. We're playing into that fat stereotype.
We really are.
What flavor are your purple Skittles then if they're not blackcurrant?
Probably grape.
Oh.
There's really no other flavor they would be. I'm trying to think. Grape or maybe a berry flavor, like blueberry, blackberry.
They should be blackcurrant.
Nope, they're grape probably.
Do you guys have Starbursts?
Yep.
What are the purple ones of those? Are they grape?
I don't think we have purple Starbursts. I think
The purple ones are the best because they're blackcurrant.
No, I don't think we have purple. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows, but I don't think we have purple Starbursts unless they're special edition.
God. We do, and they're blackcurrant. Like apple and blackcurrant is like the fucking top tier.
America. Starbursts. Candy.
Purple ones are so good.
What are all those? Marketing. Other varieties. New Zealand. Get your juices going. That's what it says. Now branded original fruits. What are
the fruits?
I'm looking and there it is. The 4 original flavors were strawberry, lemon, orange, and lime. And then it says in Europe, the lemon and lime flavors were combined to make a single lemon and lime flavor to make room for a black currant flavor. What? So you have a lemon lime one and then a black currant. What the hell? How do I want to order a black currant?
That's so fucking
Starburst.
good.
That's unreal.
Blackcurrant is arguably the best. Always.
What? I had no idea that you had purple Starburst.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Starburst.
I was a purple person.
Yeah. What? Get out of town.
Yup.
Huh.
Blackcurrants. I don't know how to describe what a blackcurrant tastes like to somebody that's never had one.
Are they sour?
No. Well. I want to say like they're a little bit tart, but not massively. Like, you know, in the same way that raspberries are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you get a really nice ripe raspberry.
I like how you say that.
Raspberry.
The snallsberries taste like snallsberry. You make it 2 syllables. Like I say raspberries, right? Raspberries. I like it.
That's quite good. That's the best you've ever done there.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, I've googled what blackcurrant is. If people slightly sweet and not overly sour, but pleasantly pungent. Yeah, it's got quite a strong smell.
Like prunes?
The flavor is similar to that of passion fruit.
Oh, I love passion fruit.
Oh, I guess it kind of is. Kind of like a passion fruit and raspberry, maybe.
Okay, that sounds delicious. Why are we being held back on?
They're fucking good.
Blackcurrant. Well, in Newfoundland where I grew up, we have these 2 types of berries that I can't find anywhere here or anywhere else in Canada. One's called partridge berries. It looks similar to black currants, except they're red and they're really bitter unless you cook them with like sugar and stuff. The other one's called bake apples. Now you might have these. They're also called cloudberries, depending on where they are. They're orange. They look like stunted raspberries with bigger bulbs, like bigger lobes. But in Newfoundland we call them bake apples, like oven bake apples, because the French discovered them and they said bake appel, which means what's the name of this berry? And Newfies went bake apples. Seriously.
I love that so much.
It's kind of cute, right? Yeah, I don't know. We're talking about bake apples.
That's so cute.
But the
berries grow in the northern states of America and Canada and the Baltic states of Nordic UK. So like Sweden and stuff.
It's really hard to describe the taste. Some people think they taste like feet or they smell like feet, like a pungent. Yeah, I know. Or like BO. I think they're delicious. They have this like, if you leave the
Try this
seeds in
berry. It
them,
tastes like feet. Like what?
it's like stanky in the way that you know how sometimes like guava or mango can have like a stank about it.
I guess.
Come on, you know what I mean.
I guess.
Like guava's got like a footness to it. You know what I mean.
I don't know if I've ever had a fresh guava, to be fair.
Okay,
Not a lot grows over here. It's not very warm.
fair enough.
We
I mean,
have
where I
strawberries and
strawberries, onions,
strawberries.
carrots,
Yeah.
potatoes.
Lots of potatoes.
Do you call potatoes spuds?
That's an
Or is that
Irish thing.
Irish? Okay.
Like older people maybe might say like spud, but
Mm.
potato. Tomatoes. Nothing else is really warm enough. Like all of our fruit when it comes in the supermarket, it says like grown in Spain. Like on it because we get most of our fruit imported from Spain because it's just not warm enough over here for anything to grow.
It's like that in Newfoundland growing up. Everything had to come from other places. We grew the same things you just said. But here in BC, because it's BC and we have the Okanagan where it's like so hot, tons of farms and stuff, we can usually get some pretty good produce locally. Or from like California, you know, like right there.
We have a lot of good root vegetables over here, like parsnips.
I love parsnips and rutabagas.
I have had a debate with people about parsnips. Swede, fucking love swede.
I love swede too.
Oh my god, I had a conversation with someone and somebody was like, what's swede? I was like, it's kind of like, oh, how do I describe what
it's
a
like
swede tastes like?
Not? I don't know.
Like sweet and kind of peppery, like but not like pepper as in like hot, as in like literally
dirt.
black peppery. Yeah, like it tastes like it's
dirt.
got black pepper in it. It tastes like real good dirt.
It does.
That's gonna sell it. And then I think I tried to explain like, oh, have you ever had a parsnip? Because the flavors are kind of similar. And they were like, what's a parsnip? And I was like, well, fuck. If you don't know what a parsnip is, I can't tell you what a swede is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a meal in Newfoundland called Jig's Dinner, and it's usually served on Sundays, and it's really traditional. I've made it before for Brandon, and like it usually involves a ton of root vegetables because that's what we can grow: cabbage, salt beef, something preserved beef, yellow peas pudding, we call it, split pea pudding. And then there's like turnip, parsnips, carrots, potatoes, sometimes sweet or rutabaga. So when I moved here, no one ever ate those things, and I'm like, "You've never had a parsnip?" And I'm like, "No, I don't really." It's all about kale here, you know? It's kale and broccoli.
Kale and chickpeas, man.
Chickpeas are popular here. Have you heard about chickpea fava? Fava?
No.
Aquafava?
What did the chickpeas do? Aqua?
It's the sludge. It's the gloop.
I thought you said slut.
It's the slime left after the chickpeas. You know, the stuff, the gloopy stuff.
They're slimy?
Have you ever had chickpeas in a can?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how there's like water that they're in, like stuff that they're in.
Oh yeah.
If you take that and you beat that, beat it, it acts like an egg. Like it can like stabilize things for you, but it's like vegetarian, vegan. Yeah.
That's wild.
I know, right? Fava.
Aqua. No, I've never heard of that. I never heard of that before.
Are Aqua? No. The band British? No.
No.
American. They're very American.
There?
Come on, Bobby, let's go. That kind of sounds British.
I thought they were like Swedish. Kind of like ABBA.
Princess in a terrible mess. I don't want to get muted.
I don't think you will. You're okay.
I think it's American.
Danish Norwegian. Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea. Wow.
They yeah. They're not either.
Wow.
It's like we had the conversation about the Wiggles and we said they were Australian 3 times and then went, they're British, right?
Yeah, that's true. I love that I'm sending you TikToks of the brother now, the Wiggles brother, who's making like EDM music for kids.
The second Wiggle is on my For You page quite often now.
Which second one?
No, him, the Wiggle adjacent.
The twin Wiggle. Yeah. I like him.
The Wiggle twin.
I forget his name, something Pierce.
I don't know, Woggle. He's not a Wiggle, he's a Well, we spoke about Slumber Party last week that you were going to do it. How was it? You watched a bunch of musicals.
It was good. There was a good turnout. I didn't sleep. I stayed up the whole night.
Yep.
Last time I slept, so okay, was a whole debacle. It was a whole thing. I have this like lazy boy chair that's kind of broken, but I usually keep it behind me. Um, and I wanted to have that here instead of my Secret Labs chair that I usually have. Cause I was like, oh, I'll just lean back and I'll fall asleep in it. But then I sat down like right as Slumber Party was starting, and it was really uncomfortable. Like I just couldn't get comfy. I was like this or like this. I was like, Brandon, I think I need my regular chair back. He's like, it's such a pain to bring it in. I didn't realize how much effort it was. He had to like take the chair apart, like turn it upside down and bring it in, but it all got sorted out. I watched what I watched for the first time.
You watched
Little
Sweeney
Shop of
Todd.
Horrors. Sweeney
Mm.
Todd was really good. That was fun. I also watched Kinky Boots for the first time.
I was
What
just waking up
else?
when you were starting that one.
Mm-hmm. Come on, what else did we watch?
We watched High School Musical.
High School Musical, Pitch Perfect,
Mm-hmm.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. There
Mm-hmm.
was another one I had never seen before that we watched. I can't remember what it was. Mm,
Uh...
we also watched Mamma Mia.
Ah,
It was weird. We went from Sweeney Todd to Mamma Mia.
very different vibes.
It was I got whiplash. There's Buck was making fun of how straight Mamma Mia is in so many ways.
Yes.
Like there's one point where they're all like singing and dancing and they're like tying up the potential fathers. You know the scene I'm talking about? And Buck was like, I can't take this. I can't do like, is this an orgy? Like, it was fun. It honestly, yeah, Slumber Party was good. I love doing that and just people coming and going. And I was pretty tired the next day, but not as tired as last time. For some reason that really took a lot out of me. But yeah, it was good.
I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you got to grips on some musicals because the reason we did musicals was Candace had a small breakdown on stream a few weeks ago where just couldn't name a single musical correctly and then just had Buck roasting the shit out of you for not knowing what the
I
fuck
got
you were
in
doing.
trouble. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I caught up. I now know that what's her name? I want a hot dog real bad. What's her name?
Jennifer Coolidge.
She's not in Mamma Mia. It's Meryl
She
Streep.
is not. That
No.
would be Meryl Streep, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so that's that. And guess what? Tomorrow. So by the time people see this, they'll know what I'm doing tomorrow. My plan is to try something new. I'm gonna play Barista Sim on stream, and I'm gonna see if I can find my Starbucks hat, and I'm gonna try and come up with a character for.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want to go with like an overly confident like Starbucks is my life person because that was me when I was at Starbucks, or if I want to do like a stoner like can I take your order? Like, I don't know. But I think that's what I'll do tomorrow. It'd be fun. I'm trying to switch up what I do on stream a little bit. And you know Allie, Feral Wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
She
I
does
do.
a character named Steve for American Truck Sim when she plays, and I love American Truck Sim and stuff. And I remember watching her do it, and I was like, damn it, I should have thought of having a character because I have my hat and everything, right? And I was like, Barista Sim, I could so do something like that. So we'll see.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I blame Feral Wife and Luxie and Mika and everything for the fact that I have now purchased American Truck Sim.
Oh shit.
And it's what I'm gonna be starting off my charity stream with next week. I'm starting with I'm trucking for Trans Pride, and
Very
we're
nice.
we're gonna play some truck sim. I was looking into seeing if I could get like a second hand like steering wheel for the PC, but that shit is so expensive even second hand.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually ridiculous. And I was like, if I never play truck sim again, but then I was thinking, I was like, because I'm learning to drive at the moment, right? I was like, can I
Mm-hmm.
count this as like revision? If I like get like the proper pedals and get like the gear stick and the steering wheel, can I just like pretend that I'm preparing for my driving lessons by playing truck sim? And I think it'd be because there's Euro truck sim as well. I could go
Mm-hmm.
around
I have Euro Truck
all of
Sim. I haven't
Europe.
played it yet though. Um, Somebody gifted it to me a while ago. I just haven't had a chance to play it. My ex is super nerdy, surprise, surprise, and he's paid like I think like 3,000 fucking like $5,000 or something for one of those like you have like all the pedals and it's like an actual thing you sit in like and drive. He also has epilepsy, so he doesn't actually drive like real vehicles, so he kind of just like does this instead. Sorry if you're watching this. I'm so sorry. I'm not making fun of you. I'm just it's just a thing. Okay. What? Sometimes he pops up in stream and I'm like, hello. What I'm getting at is that like I almost am certain that he'd probably loan me like his, if he had happened to have like a steering wheel or something, if I wanted to do a stream. I know Tiny and Trash, their community gifted them a whole like wheel pedal setup and everything to play Truck Sim. It's pretty cool.
I think I'll see how I'll see how it goes with the charity stream. See if I like really enjoy it. And if I do, I will because everybody's mad at Twitch at the moment. So one thing I've seen another creator doing, which I really liked, was instead each month they pick something that's like not super expensive, just kind of like reasonably thing from to like highlight on their throne and be like, hey, this month we're working towards this, and it's like always something for stream. So it's like a controller or it's a certain game. Like if it's like The Last of Us, it's like 50 quid, or if it's like the whole collection or like a series of games or something like that. And they go, if you don't want to sub on Twitch and you want to support me and put directly back into the stream and like the content, then you can make a contribution on this crowdfundable thing towards this. And I think that's a really nice thing to do, because then people know exactly what their contribution is going towards. Like on Throne, if you contribute towards something, it stays there till it's fully funded, and then they order it for you, so it's not like people can take the money and run.
Right.
And I think it's just a really, I'm trying to think of more ways for communities like ours who are so generous, who want to help us through different channels other than Twitch, who are taking half of our money and not helping us out all too much.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
We commiserated together and we needed it, but you don't need to hear it. Like, so Bex,
Hi.
what do we want to let people know about this episode?
I'm so sorry.
We're sorry.
Listen, not to put ourselves down, but they can't all be winners. They can't.
You know, you give some, you take some, you leave some behind, and you forget some at the. Yeah, it just.
That sums up this episode.
I still enjoy talking to you, but
I always
Beans was the highlight. And you know, when Beans was the highlight, it just kind of...
We will see you next week for the last episode of the trial period. We will be talking Pride. It's going to be the day before my 12-hour charity stream. I'll let you know what's going on with that. I think Candace is going to join me for a few games on that. We're going to have a fun Pride party thing. Hey, maybe next episode, I don't know, we'll fucking paint ourselves like rainbows or something. You don't know. Tomorrow, next week is going to be a surprise.
Maybe we do something as a surprise. I like it.
Yeah. It's gonna be a surprise.
You're not gonna want to miss it.
No, that's right. And you'll get all the information about where we're gonna be, how you can get a hold of us in terms of why you like these things, to send in topics you want us to talk about when we come back in August. So
yeah, watch out.
Just give this one a like and just move on.